Oh, hello. Um, I am. It's on. We're on Christmas Eve now, and we're Sunday. I've done pretty well this week. I've done. I struggled at the solstice party, which was Thursday. And that was hard because there was lots and lots of food around, and it got towards the end of the evening. It was very late, and it was very much a bolster eat, but also a kind of a communal eat, and felt like well, not peer pressure exactly, but sort of like I felt like I needed to eat to kind of be part of the thing. I was okay with it at the time, but I think I felt a tiny touch of compulsive eating involved in that. It was definitely more sins than I would have had in quite a long time, really. Something going on in the background, can't work out quite what's going on there. Phone kicked me out of the video for some reason. Let's put you here on top of the sewing basket. Stay recording you. So Thursday evening was I sort of tried to prepare myself as much as possible, and saved a few sins for the end of the day just in case, and it just did not go to plan. But it was a different level of eating. So it wasn't secret eating, it was more just feeling like being part of it, if you know what I mean. Then there was Saturday. My daughter brought back some of the crisps and dip. She wanted to have some of those, so she brought some of those back from the party. No, it was a Friday, so we went over to do our Fakemas, and we had everything was all on plan. I had no healthy extra bees, no sins, so I kind of saving them for later, because I was aware that sometimes when I'm coming back from my parents, I end up with a bit of a I think it's a certain level of deprivation, like a deprivation eating, in terms of a mini sense of like I've had to sort of control myself slightly, control myself mentally and physically, just to kind of, I don't know, I feel like I have to really micromanage the situation. I feel quite under pressure, so I think sometimes when I come back, I sort of relax, and then I feel like I have to eat to maximise my relaxation, and that's when the crisps and dip caught me. I was doing very well. I put them in the other room so they could eat them if they wanted to, because my daughter wanted to eat them, and I just kept going through to give them their tea and stuff like that, and they just kept looking at them, and then it got me a couple of times. Not a huge amount. It's not a huge amount, and I certainly didn't kind of eat as much as I did on that Thursday, but it was very plain to see that it was catching me out. So it was kind of dips and hummus, pretzel sticks, and a few sort of types of crisps. So yeah, it wasn't. I felt uncomfortable that it was happening. I didn't like the feeling surrounding it. I didn't like the pull of it. I didn't like the fact that I'd sort of gone over my sins 2 days in a row. So Saturday I really made a really big effort just to calm myself down, kind of pretend it had never happened so that I didn't feel the pull to do it one more day, you know, and just kind of move on, just carry on. So I had some toast in the morning, 4.5 sins, 1 healthy extra B. I didn't really eat anything for the rest of the day until much, much later, where I had some spaghetti bolognese, which was free, and then some fruit for afters, and then some nuts, which was another healthy extra B. So I basically had 4.5 sins yesterday and 2 healthy extra Bs, healthy extra A, and my almond milk. Yeah, so I feel a bit more, and also with all of the Thursday and Friday being out and about with lots of people, I didn't really feel like I could film everything I was eating, and I didn't film yesterday again, just because it was a bit of a messy day, and it's quite tricky to film, but I was quite proud of myself that even though I didn't film yesterday, I still stayed on track. So it was quite nice to know that I don't have to film in order to stay on track. I mean, obviously I enjoy filming and I enjoy putting out videos because it's a really nice thing to do in terms of helps me know that I'm not by myself, and everybody's struggling just the same as me sometimes, and everybody's succeeding just the same as me sometimes. Everyone sees the joys in it all, and so it's really positive for me, a really good support network, so I appreciate that. So I still want to do it. Obviously, you know, it's a nice thing to do to upload, but it was nice to know that I still could do it by myself. But today I'm going to film because it's Sunday and it's Christmas Eve. So I mean, we're going to treat it exactly the same as a normal Sunday in terms of tidying up as much as I possibly can, ready for tomorrow, which is what we normally do because Monday's obviously normally school day. So I do not like waking up in the morning on a Monday morning and having loads and loads of mess everywhere, because that is not a good start to the week. So could tidy up everything. I've got a few bits to make in terms of sewing for Boxing Day, so we're going to have another sort of fakeness on Boxing Day. But we've got our own tomorrow, which obviously just my partner's incredibly supportive, my kids are incredibly supportive, so tomorrow will be no problem whatsoever. And I will film tomorrow because again my partner and my children are incredibly supportive of me filming, so there's no reason why I can't film tomorrow. So I'll film tomorrow what we have for our Christmas Day, and I will most definitely be on plan tomorrow, definitely, because I'm only a pound away from my target, so that was frustrating me as well that I went over my sins. But I know sometimes that going over your sins doesn't, especially if you don't count them, which I didn't count them on Thursday and Friday, sometimes it's nowhere near as bad as you think. You think, oh my god, I've just had like 3,000 sins, but often it's not that bad. So I know I've kind of just got to forget about it and move on, because I might see a loss at the other end, but I certainly will not see a loss at the other end if I don't kind of carry on as, you know, being on plan. So I'm definitely being on plan tomorrow. There's not going to be anything particularly in the house. There is a box of, like a giant box of chocolates that someone's bought us. They always buy those every year, so I'm kind of prepped, and the children like them and my partner likes them. So, and there's a good chance that he might, if he might plan to, you know, if the kids want to have some of them, that's fine, and then probably take the rest into work when we reopen on Wednesday. So it's not, we'll possibly take them with us on Tuesday. So he's the same, he doesn't like to have things in the house a lot that like make him want to eat lots of things. So he feels the same, he doesn't want to have like snacks and stuff in the house very much. So it's quite safe for me in this house nowadays that he has a similar mentality. So that's me waffling for 8 minutes, but just kind of wanted to catch up with where I left off of all that's happened so far and my mental state. I also would like to do a video on, I'm aware that I haven't done any vitamin videos, but I was suddenly aware that also that I don't know enough about it to be able to put things up, you know what I mean, and I like videos to be, if I'm going to do something about it, it has to be like sort of useful information, and I feel like I only know enough to kind of skirt around the edges of information, and it's just not enough, so I'd have to do some more research on it. Probably what I'll do is just pop in information as I find it. As I'm eating the things, I'll sort of say what vitamins these things have in them, until I can accumulate enough knowledge to be able to do a specific video on like vitamin E, and then name all the foods that I eat that have vitamin E in them, and the kind of those sorts of things, and do the same. I have so far found out that vitamins and minerals are very widespread. You hardly have to eat. You have to, you know, you can exist very comfortably on just having a mildly varied diet, and you have a tremendous amount of vitamins and minerals. So fruit and vegetables have loads, and nuts. Obviously, it's useful to put the nuts in because there's loads in there. But pretty much every fruit and every vegetable and every nut has a very, very, very wide selection of vitamins and minerals. So only just eating a few of them every day really is going to provide what you need, which is why Slimming World obviously works. If you also put nuts in there. Yes, I'd like to do a video on what kind of how my life is different. I think I did one before about kind of what have I gained from being at Slimming World, but I think I'd like to do like why my life has changed since being on Slimming World again. It's going to do another one, as it were, and because I think it might be nice to have a video like that, especially in this little patch where life can become a little tougher, and you forget the reasons why, reasons why you're doing Slimming World, and sometimes you think it's easy to see Slimming World as a burden, because you think, oh, I can't have that, I can't have this, and I have to measure that, and you know, it's so easy to see it as a burden. So it's quite important to have as a kind of a I'm trying to think of something other than backstop, but it's quite useful to have something as a kind of almost like a counterweight to help you remember that all of the things that you how your life has changed for it, how it's better for the fact that you follow Slimming World. I think it's all too easy to look at the negatives, or even pretend that they're negatives, because so often they're really, I mean, you think, oh, I have to do this, but to be honest, it's actually a positive in disguise, really. I have to measure out my cereals, whereas in reality then it makes it more economical, because you're not eating loads and loads of cereals, so you buy a box of cereals, you're just having a small amount each time, and you save yourself some money. So it's, you know, it swings around about. So I'd quite like to do another video on that. Not quite sure when I'll do it, but I thought that would be quite nice to do. Just to help my brain function in a better way. I might get a piece of paper and write some bits and pieces down, and just put up a bit, just to put up a another one. But might be today, might not be today. So I'm gonna have now a decaffeinated coffee with almond milk. I'm gonna have. I'm not gonna have any breakfast just yet. I've got sort of just a very mild sore throat and mildly groggy, but I've had it for sort of a couple of probably I had it on Saturday, I think. Yeah, it was Saturday, I think. I slept really long on Saturday morning, so I think I've not felt overly well, but hardly anything, if you know what I mean. Just like a slight, very, very slight little sore throat. It's not very much. So yeah, I'm going to take it slow today. Stick to plan. Have my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And snacks, and just take it slow. So I'm going to make myself a hot drink now, and I'll show a video what might just make myself a hot drink and write down some bits for that video while I'm drinking my drink, and then I'll carry on videoing what I'm eating today. Well, I've just chatted for about 15 minutes, so it's going to be quite a long one when I upload. But thanks so much everybody for your support, and I'll see you in a bit when I eat something. So I got decaffeinated coffee with...
You're so manly.
I am, I've got a low voice, haven't I? Almond milk. Just going to have some lunch. I didn't have my breakfast yet, so we're going to have my breakfast. We're going to have some pear, and I'm going to have some toast with peanut butter. I'm eating some pear at the moment, and then I'll show you a video of when I've made my toast. Okay, so I've got decaffeinated coffee with almond milk. I've got two pieces of toast. They're 400 gram size, which means that two of them are healthy extra B. I've got 4.5 sins worth of peanut butter, 15 grams. I've got pear and I've got apple. I've got Marmite on my other piece of toast. And so my Marmite's got the vitamin B12. Can't remember what that does. I keep saying these things, I can't remember what the parts do. But basically we've got, that's what we've got there. And almond milk for a bit of my healthy extra A.
Have you said apples and pears?
I've said apples and pears, yeah.
Good.
Apples and pears.
Apples and pears.
So I've had my breakfast, but I still feel like a little bit whacked out and tired, so I think I want some sort of boost. So I thought, I don't know whether I've had enough to eat. I feel reasonably full, but I don't know whether I'm still peckish. So basically I'm just going to sit down, just done a few bits around the kitchen. I'll make myself another hot drink. And so I've got decaffeinated coffee with almond milk, an apple and an orange that I can snack on if I am a bit hungry, but I'm just basically now just going to take a little bit of time to digest. Is it not? That's it. Give him a little shovel round if he needs it. Okay then, so yeah, I'm just going to have this and then get ready to tackle the downstairs area, tidying wise. Okay, so I'm just going to have some nuts. I figured out in this pack here, it's got, Jane kindly got me, we've got focus, might do, there it is, almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, cashew nuts, pecans and pistachio kernels. So we've got 6 types of nuts, and I've figured out a way in which I can have every nut that's full and healthy extra. So I've got 1 walnut, which is basically just under a quarter. I've got, you get 5 halves for a healthy extra B. I've got 3 pecan nuts, which you can have 12, that you can have 11 as a healthy extra B. So 3 is like a quarter.
For nothing to tell you.
Okay, you're fighting. It's going to be snack time next.
I'm not even fighting.
I know.
I'm the one that's fighting.
It's going to be snack time next. So we've got 3 is a quarter.
But he's the one that's snatching.
I know, but it's going to be snack time next.
He's the one that thinks I had him, but I didn't.
That's fine. Going to do
I'm
this.
just packing her.
Quarter and a quarter. So quarter of walnuts, quarter for pecan, quarter for cashew nuts. So there's 40. You can have 14 cashew nuts for healthy extra B. So I'm going to count quarter as 3, because otherwise if I did 4, that would be 16 would I have. So I'm just going to err on the side of caution, and I've got basically, this is a little 2 halves of cashew nut, so I've got and then a quarter of, you can have 16 almonds, so I'm going to have 4 of those for a quarter. Then I've got one, so I've got one quarter, 1 quarter, 1 quarter, 1 quarter. That's one healthy extra complete. I've added that wrong because I've got another half there, so I've done it wrong on the 1 and 1 quarter healthy extras. So how am I going to take this out? So if I take this off, I've got an 1/8 of a, so this is 1 quarter, 1 quarter, 1 quarter for the walnuts, pecans and cashew nuts. Now I've got an 1/8 for the almonds, and I did another 1/8, maybe that's how I did last time, 1/8 for the what's an 1/8 of, so
no, they're not how you did it last time.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
One of those.
I've got an
6
8
of
there,
those
haven't I?
and 2 of
Well,
those.
and then we needed to add in these, didn't we? So maybe
and
if
then,
I have
no, you had 5 of these.
yeah,
And
then
one
of those.
these.
Well, that's why I thought if I took some of these, so I've got my hazelnuts. That's basically now I've got an 1/8 of 24. You can have one of them, yeah. That'll make it easier. So yeah, an 1/8 of, and so you have 20. You can have 23 of these hazelnuts, and you can have 34 pistachios. So let's say it's 24. That'll help us. 24. 12 is half. 6 is a quarter. 3 is an 1/8. So there's 1/8. But I've got to split my 1/8 in there. So if I had two hazelnuts and 2 pistachios, no, that's not right, is it? I think to have 2, I can have 1. Then that's basically the same. Well, it's a little bit more you can have, I think. So I think that's safe. If I had 2 pistachios and 2 hazelnuts, so basically I'm going to have this. Is you alright? Don't bump each other. So I'm going to have this as a healthy extra B. Here, kids, you've got to eat the excess. There's pistachio and almonds. So I'm going to go 1 walnut, 3 pecans, 3 cashew nuts, 2 almonds, 2 hazelnuts, and 2 pistachio nuts.
That was being weird to me.
She probably was.
And I didn't like it.
And then this is going to be my healthy. I think that balance out, because that's the pecans are slightly under, the walnuts are slightly under, the cashew nuts are slightly under. The almonds are exactly right. The hazelnuts are slightly under, and the pistachios will be slightly under. So I think I'll be safe with that. So that's how I'm going to have every nut from this bag. And I'll probably write that down on a piece of paper so I can remember it and just pop it on the side of the bag so that I know how much I can have each time I want, and that gives me a good selection of nuts. Right, that was complicated, but now it's snack time.
I don't believe in Santa.
Gonna have some new potatoes with carrots roasted, and then leftover all sorts in there. It's all free food, but it's like leftover spaghetti bolognese plus chilli and a bit of noodles. It's just like a big old spludge.